So what were some of the experiences as a rookie patrol officer when you're first getting you're cutting your teeth on this,
right.
That really forged the way you approach your job?
Well, I mean, I think when I first came on, I was 21 years old. You know, you're not married. You know, I had a pretty good life, and then all of a sudden you get thrown out into the streets, and you go to a call of a domestic violence, and you got a couple that's, you know, bickering back and forth, and they want you to solve their life problems in 5 minutes, and,
right.
and you think to yourself, wow, I'm 21 years old. I don't know, you know, what I'm doing in my life right now, but all of a sudden you have to be the savior that solves people's, you know, whether it's parenting, marital, or you name it. People are in distress, they call the police, and then you right. show up and they expect you to solve it.
Right.
I think one of the funniest experiences I had is I was on my own, and it was the first week that I was out, and I actually go to a park where that was known for drug activity, and I see this old gangster kind of hype. He's in the park. It's clearly after curfew. I go up and stop him, and I get out of the car and I go to make a stop. And he looks at me and he's like, "Oh, honey, do your parents know you're out? Isn't it past your curfew?" And I thought, haha, real funny guy, you know. And right. all of a sudden, you know, he got the different side of me where it was like, "Hey, sit down."
Right.
Like, and then I learned very quickly that I needed to use my verbal skills, because I'm not a big girl. And so my negotiation skills, my verbal skills were going to be what was going to keep me, you know, not only safe,
right.
but also make me effective out in the street.
Right.
And then another one was I actually had a call. One of my partners got sent to relieve another patrol officer. We were guarding a homicide scene. And I remember going to ask my partner if he needed anything, like a restroom break or lunch. And I remember seeing the homicide team, and it was a reference a girl that was buried out in a canyon. And I remember the homicide detectives walking in and out of this canyon because it was she had been buried for about 2 months. And so it was taking a while for them to excavate her. And I just remember watching them thinking like, wow, that's what I want to do. I want to be a homicide detective, and that vision was forever ingrained in my memory of that. They have there's this poor girl who's been missing for 2 months, and now they just found her buried in a shallow grave, and now it's their responsibility to not only bring her home, but to find out what happened to her. And I thought, what an immense responsibility these people have, and I just knew at that moment that's what I wanted to do.